Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how to fill form I-131. So first of all, you go into your browser. Let me make it big. So when you go into your browser and you type in USCIS, so you click on it and you click on forms and you go down to all forms. Then you scroll down to form I-313. Go the way down. So that's it. Application for travel document. So that's it. You click on it. So this is the application for travel document. So this is purposely for those who want to apply for re-entry into the state. So you just read it. So expiration date, always make sure the date is current. It's a current one. Most of the forms, they don't normally update the forms, but you always have to check. Where to file. So this one you have to print it and send it to the lockbox. So you just click on filling address form. So you click on it and it will show you where to send it to. And also these are the fees that you will be charged. If you are 13 or younger, this is the fee that you be paying. 14 to 79, that's the filing fee and the biometric fees. So the total will be 660. If you are 80 or older, 575, you will not pay any biometric. So 571. So that's I'm applying for a re-entry permit application type A. So for those of them, and I'm applying for a refugee travel document. So refugee, these are the fees that will be paying 13 or younger. 105, no biometric fees. See, and 15 or 14 or 15, 105 biometric, 85, 190. 16 to 79, 135, 85 for biometric, then 220, that's the total. 80 or older, 135, no biometric. And I'm applying for an advanced parole. So that's the fees that you be paying for. So with the advanced parole, you don't need any biometric fees. So you just be paying just the normal fee. That's it. So you see, so you just read the instructions. So let's just go into the forms. So you just click on the form. When I click on the forms, let's see if I can make it big. No. Okay, there you go. So it says information about you. So you put in your first name. First name is Kolo, and yeah, that's first name bracket last name, given name, first name. That's the family name, sorry. So the given name, your first name, just put in Frank. And the middle name, if you have a middle name, you put it over there. If you don't have, you just leave it alone. And your physical address. So if you are staying with someone in care of, if you are living alone, and you just put in your address. And if you have an apartment number or suite or floor, if you live in a house, then you just leave it. But if you live in an apartment, yes, automatically you have an apartment number. And say city or town. So city or town, and just put in and the states, just put in the states, and you put in your zip code, and you put in your postal code. So you don't have a postal code. If you don't have a postal code, you leave it alone. If you Providence, the country, just put in USA, United States of America. Any of them works. So other information. So if you have an alien registration number, you just put it over there. If you don't have an alien registration number, then you just leave it alone. But probably we should have an alien registration number. So country of birth, you put in the country that you are born in. So the country of citizenship, you just put it over there. and class of admission. So the class of admission, you should be able to find it on your passport. So if you find on the passport, you just put. If you don't have any class of admission, then just leave it alone. So gender, male or female, so you click on it. Date of birth, so what is your date of birth? So your date of birth, you just put it in there. And you say social security. If you have a social security, you put it. If you don't have a social security, you just leave it alone. No worries about it. And it says application type. So you just read through. It says I am a permanent resident or conditional resident of the United States, and I'm applying for a re-entry permit. So if you're a permanent resident, like a green card holder, and for one or two reasons your green card is kind of expired, and you want to reapply for re-entry, like you left the country and you want to apply for re-entry, you just click on it. And now hold US refugee or asylum status, and I am applying for refugee travel document. So if you're a refugee or on an asylum status, you just click on this one. I'm a permanent resident as a direct result of refugee or asylum status, and I'm applying for a refugee travel document. So just click on it if this applies to you. I'm applying for an advance parole document to allow me to return to the United States after temporal foreign travel. If this applies to you, click on it. I am outside the United States and I'm applying for an advance parole. If this applies, you click on it. I'm applying for an advance parole document for a person who is outside the United States. So if any of this applies to you, you just click on it. So when you are done, it says if you check box IF, provide the following information about the person in 2A through 2P. So if someone is the one applying for you for an advance parole, someone is applying for advance parole on your behalf, the person needs to fill this part. Yeah, so if somebody is filling it, you are outside the country and someone that is filling this one for you, the person needs to fill this part out. But if not, then you just leave it alone and just go straight to the next. Say just put on the information about the person. But if none, you just leave it and go straight to part 3. It says processing information, date of intended departure. So your date of intended departure, the time that you will be leaving the country. You'll be departing from the country, then you put it over there. So if you be departing the country, let's say 12 06 2021, just put it over there. Expected length of trip in days. So how many length that you be taking, like how many days you be spending outside the country, outside the United States. So if you be spending like 14 days, you just put in 14 days. Are you or any person included in this application now in exclusion, deportation, removal, or rescission processing? So if you are not, you just click on it. If no, just click on no. If yes, if you click on yes, then you have to put name of the DHS officer over here. And you go to 4. Have you ever before been issued a re-entry permit or refugee travel document? If yes, you click on yes. If no, you just click on no. And the date issued, you put it there. This position, you just put it there. So whether it is attached or lost, you just put it over there. And it says part 3, processing information to the US address shown in part 1 to so with this one, so they'll mail it. So where do you want this travel document sent? So when you get approved, the address that you provide to them is where they want. So do you want them to send the travel documents to the address that you provided earlier on, or you want them to send it to a US embassy or consulate, the country that you are in? Then you just go pick it up over there. So anyhow you want it. So if you want them to send it to a US embassy, you just enter the city or town that you want in the country, then they'll just put it over there, and it says to a DHS office overseas. So if you want them to send it to a DHS office, you just put it over there and you put in the town and the country, then they will send it over there. Or if you checked 6 or 7, where should the notice to be picked up the travel document sent? So if it says 6 or 7, so if you either choose 6 or 7, it says to the address shown in part 2, to the address shown in part 3. So the address shown in part 3, this one over here, part 3, yep. So you just anywhere you want them to send it to, then you just you just fill this part out. So the part 3, the address shown to in the part 3. So if you want them to send it to a different address, when you click on this one, you just fill this part out, and you print it out, and you just fill this part out. And it says information about your proposed travel, purpose of trip. If you need more space, continue on a separate sheet or paper. So you just you just type in the purpose of the trip. So if it is an emergency, family emergency due to due to this, that, so you put in the purpose of the trip, why you are traveling, that you will need a travel document, that you will need a re-entry. So why the purpose of it, so you just put it over there. And it says so part 1B, it says 1B lists the countries you intend to visit. The country that you are intending to visit, you just put the country over here. And it says complete only if applying for a re-entry permit. So since becoming a permanent resident of the United States or during the past 5 years, whichever is less, how many total time have you spent outside the United States? So how many times have you spent outside the United States since you became a permanent resident? So if it's less than 6 months, you put it there. 6 months to 1 year, 1 year to any time, you just put it over there. So let's say 6 to 1 year, you just click on it. So since you became a permanent resident of the United States, have you filed a federal income tax returns as a non-resident, or failed to file a federal income tax returns because you considered yourself to be non-resident? So if you have filed a federal, whether you have filed a federal income tax or not. So if you have filed a federal income tax, you just click on yes. If you have not, you just click on no. So if yes, give details on a separate sheet of paper. So if you click on yes, you give a separate sheet of the paper. So say part 6, complete only if applying for a refugee document travel. So if you are applying for a refugee document travel, this is for only for the refugee. So if you're not a refugee, don't bother yourself about the part 6. But if you're a refugee and you're applying for a travel document, then you just fill this part out. And part 7, it says complete only if applying for advanced parole. So if you're applying for an advanced parole, then you don't worry about part 6. You just come straight to part 7 and you fill this up. If the advanced parole, you're not applying for an advanced parole, you just leave part 7 alone. If you're not applying for a refugee, you just leave part 6 alone, and you just go on. So probably maybe I'm filing for a permanent resident re-entry, and you just forget about the part 6 and part 7. You just move straight to part 8. So the part 8 is a signature of applicants. So if you are you apply for advanced parole when you are done with the part 7, and if you are applying for the refugee, if you are done with the part 6, you come straight down to part 8. Then you put in your date of signature. So the date that you fill the forms up, you put in the date. So put in the date over here. Put in the date, you put in your phone number, put in the phone number that you have, that they can get hold of you. And also when you print it out, then you just put in your signature. So the part 9, information about person who filed this application. So if someone filed the application for you, someone prepared the application for you, just put the person's name over here, their name, their phone, their contact information. You just put it over there, their mailing address. and the declaration, the signature of the person, the date of the signature, the time you signed it. You put in the date. So guys, this is how you fill Form I-131 application for travel document. That's probably a re-entry. So whether you are a green card holder and you want to apply for a re-entry, or you are a refugee and want to apply for a re-entry, or advanced parole and you're applying for a re-entry travel document, this is the form that you have to use. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.